know me. Let me make something very clear about clout. If I wanted to trend on the internet, I could. I'm sitting on a bad boy piece of information.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Pepper. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about the Lani situation. Yes, it's got a bit mad, so we'll have to talk about it. You understand? We're going to break down the truth and bring you what you need. You understand? Yeah? Alright, listen. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for a notification of the uploads. And for those of you returnees, well, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals, you got the minerals. Yes, baby. Alright, cool. Let's talk about this situation. So, I want to be very, very frank. I actually have spoken to Lani before. Seems like a very, very cool person. We had a good chat as well. I got to see a different, complete side to her. But I like to keep it 100 and keep it 100% true. Okay, we've seen so many YouTubers over the years do smash and pass game. It's not the problem. Okay, I always say this: it's how you say something more time often than what you say. Shut up is different from keep quiet. The same thing they're asking you as an action, but said in different ways and in different tones. Okay, one has vibranium in. One has carbon, some simple copper in. You understand? Like, I want you to understand something. One's very hot, another one's very, very soft. And so the way that you deliver something can make somebody want something or make somebody turn away from it. Just think about the food that you eat. Okay, if it's presented in a correct manner, you're likely to want to try it at least. Okay, and it's the same thing we have with language. Language paints a picture. You've heard it. You've heard it. A picture is a 1,000 words, right? But those 1,000 words are also painting a picture. Okay, they paint an image in your head. And we take scripture from this actually. The Bible says, faith cometh by hearing the word of God. And it says we walk by faith. That means whatever you hear, okay, words, whatever you hear dictates how you see and how you begin to walk. So when we're talking about this Lani situation, again, the smash and pass was not the problem. The problem was the people that were actually involved in terms of people that were chosen, because and also the things that were said about those people chosen. Okay, number one, there's a thing called proximity. Okay, in life, when it comes to relationships, proximity is very important to gauge in order how to deliver a certain message.
And the reason I did that is because if I thought the video was going to be offensive, I would have never put people I know. I would put people I absolutely don't know. Why would I put Renee, who I actually know? No, I would never have done that. I would have put random YouTubers that I speak to, and then we could have gone in on them because I don't know them anyway, so easy.
The closer I am, the more careful and considerate I have to be when I'm delivering my message when I'm in a public sphere, right? So for instance, if I'm a journalist, but I know you personally, the way I'm going to deal with you is different from somebody who's far away. Why? We don't have that relationship, and I want to keep that relationship as it is, okay? And so when you say that, when Lani said that she's really cool with those like Nella Rose and R Fabulous and whoever more she said she was cool with, when you say you're cool with them, it depends on what nature you say. If you say friends, then you owe a certain level of loyalty to those people. That's number one. All right. When you say the word friend, you owe a certain level of loyalty to that person. This is why you can't call everybody friend, because the loyalty is a premium. You understand? Yeah. Loyalty to a friend is premium. The price that's got to be paid is high, cuz. You understand? And so understand that's different from an acquaintance and somebody you just know. All right. So when you say that you're really cool with these people, Nella Rose and R Fabulous and them and then, and you put on a video, okay, which is smash and pass now becomes a problematic thing because number one, all right, proximity, right? So now whatever you say about smash or pass, if you say pass, yeah, it's going to look bad on you. Why? Because you're saying that you're cool with them. And therefore, if you're cool with them, why would you say something or do something that's negative towards them? Right? This is understanding of basic friendships, right? When we're dealing with people, we're dealing with friendships, we know those are the social cues and social norms and social rules. And we play by those rules in order to survive, in order to not be the caveman, but be the civilization that we are. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so loyalty, proximity, okay? Number 3, if you put a disclaimer at the beginning of your video, I've got no problems with that. You know, sometimes I have to even I did a video one time, I had to put a disclaimer in there, says, listen guys, I'm not saying he's a false prophet or false teacher, but the teaching is false, right? I had to put that disclaimer in, right? In terms of what I was calling the person. But it doesn't absolve me from the views that I hold. And it doesn't absolve me from any views that I put in that video, because it's my video. Irrespective of whether I agree with it or not, I've presented that thing, right? And the thing that she presented is this game smash or pass. And you are in amongst the people who are speaking, and you edited the video. That's what puts you in hot waters. So irrespective of whether you were not trying to be mean or not trying to create a drama and a storm, it was your platform. Okay, it was you who it was yourself who was involved in this, even though you didn't agree necessarily to their opinions, but you were involved. Not only that, we didn't see much countering when you were actually on the video. So this now looks like you are you see, silence is consent. When I say silence, consent, silence is co-signing, right? When you co-sign, not consent. Sorry, apologize again. I take that back. Silence is co-signing, right? You're co-signing, like you don't say anything, you become culpable. Yeah? Don't take it as consent. You become culpable to an action. Right? You saw it, you see what happened, you didn't say anything, you kept quiet. Why? Right? And so you become culpable. You become part and parcel of the madness that's happening, even though you may not agree with it. Right? This is why I always say to people, like, you see someone getting, there's 10 men on one guy and everyone's just standing around, right? We as an audience and witnesses become culpable because we've allowed someone to get bust up by 10 man and we all stood there saying, do you know what I mean? Right? And so so you fling mud, it's going to come back and stick on something, right? So that's another point. Another thing is obviously as well, and I mentioned as well, you had time to edit this. Like, I know she said she was tired, and I feel that. I feel it. And she took one part of it out, and I appreciate that. But you didn't finish the job. You see, as not just a YouTuber, but as somebody whose voice carries, the responsibility now falls on you, right? And if you don't want the responsibility, that's fine. But just know the responsibility is coming whether you like it or not. Yeah? You have a large platform following, okay? Yeah? People are going to hold you responsible for what you said. Yeah? I know when I talk about things like Illuminati, Freemasonry, my platform is not big enough for them to come and catch me. When I get to 100k, 200k, 1 million, come and let me see Illuminati and Lemonade and see if they don't come and catch me. They will. Why? Because I have a level of power now. Okay? And that power comes with a certain responsibility. Whether it's truth or not, it comes with a certain level of responsibility. Alright? And so unfortunately, Lani's been placed in a situation, in fact, she's placed herself in a situation because she agreed to it, she consented to it, and the video has come out as being ruthlessly vile, right? In the way that it's said. And it almost reminded me back of school time where people are rating people and people are getting cussed left, right and center. Like my guy, at the end of the day, okay, you know, whether you said those views or not, you told him as well, like, you can be as truthful as you want. You can be as decimating as you want, right? But you said you didn't realize they were going to go to that level. Well, when you open the floodgates in abundance, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to rain. You understand? Yeah? And the thing about human beings is, like, we have this propensity to want to be mean. It's really interesting, especially, and I'm going to say this as well, females are very interesting, right? I don't know what it is about females. I think it's the wanting to be worshipped. I think it's that side of God where, you know, women have this propensity to want to be worshipped for their beauty, that it always becomes a very sticky point. And I really believe it's to do with Ephesians 5, where it says a woman should submit to her husband. Women find it hard to submit, right? Men find it easy to submit to other men. Like, that's how we do things. But men find it very hard to love, right? And I'm not saying this across the board. I'm just kind of give you a general consensus, right? And so when you get women together, that the big groups don't really exist because it's like everyone's doing bicky back. You know what I'm saying? It's very rare to have a group of girls, a big group of girls, right? Because there's something unique about this group of girls. But usually girls roll in 2, 3s. Really, that's how they're tighter, because any bigger, it gets a bit mudder. You understand? And so I think the reason I just really believe like the wanting of worship, the wanting of the gratitude for beauty causes friction amongst other women, right? And because if you look at who was saying the mean stuff, I mean, there was one guy that was kind of saying a little bit, but most people that were saying it were the girls, like, and you would think to yourself that the girls would be in solidarity, that they know how it feels when someone calls you a dead thing, they will know how it feels when someone says that you're a bun, you know what I'm saying, you're not even nice to the... You'd think they would know that, right? And unfortunately, that doesn't happen. Another thing as well added to that is that in society, we don't like, and I'm not going to put myself into it, but I'm going to put it as society. In society, we don't like the fact that you're not perfect and you're talking about imperfections of someone else. You're not a 10 out of 10, but you're judging someone else's looks. How is it that you are not 10 out of 10, or at least 9 out of 10, or at least 8 out of 10, and you're judging somebody who's like this, who's not on a certain level? Right? It's like someone who's not rich talking about the fact that rich people are this, that. It's like, bro, you're not there. How are you talking about them? Right? And that's another problem that happened in the video, is that people are going to look at it as, hold on, it's just ugly girls hating. And I say that in a quotation mark in the sense of many people might feel that this girl in comparison to other girls is not as buff, whatever, right? The girl that was sitting in the front with a black hoodie that was doing the most, saying all the crowd and everything like that. And not only that, in Lani's apology as well, I just think to myself, I know that she said, obviously I could have added this to the deleted scene, but I didn't add it. But then you added it into your apology. What's that about? Sis, what is that about? Sis, what is that about? You know what I mean? If you're going to apologize, keep the energy. You can't do a half apology, right? And another thing is this: if you do an apology, attitude's got to go. All the energy and vibranium that you're bringing to the table's got to go. Like, it's a lesson to learn for Lani. Listen, if you're going to apologize, let it go. You understand? The energy, the vibranium, the attitude, let it go. If you don't, that means that pride is holding you from being able to really apologize and say, listen, guys, you know, you're basically saying, you know, the pride is stopping you from saying, Joe, my guys, I messed up, my bad, let's go, you know what I'm saying, let's go again, and I apologize, I'll take the video down, But it's then later on she goes, obviously, yeah, do you know what, because I felt bad that your R was going through things, But girl, you knew that R was going through things. I think all of us who are in that circle of society in terms of social media know that R is going through something. Even me on Christian Twitter knows that R is going through something. So you knew this already, right? And so you do that, and it's just like, yo, are you thinking, or are you thinking, right? Because this is where people are going to get frustrated, because they're like, if you're really thinking, yeah, then you know that, listen, our was going through a bit of a mad thing right now, so she doesn't need this extra. The fact that this girl also, the girl on your video, Lani, as well, actually said, you know, that our only got famous because she lost her baby or whatever, is vile. Like, I don't want people to come for that girl, like, because the heat that will come for her would be different. You understand? But you can't say them things. You understand? Like, that is not that. It's a smash and pass game. What did the conversation go to that length for? That's hater syndrome. Yeah, that's an unnecessary amount of energy for somebody you don't even personally know. Do you feel me? And for me, that's disappointing, right? I'm not even gonna play the whole word black card. That's nonsense. Like, listen, just in general, we shouldn't be doing them kind of things. Do you understand? It's a smash or pass game. Smash. All right, pass. Simple, and you move on. But then those wholehearted explanations as to why they don't like this person or do like this person, and it just became long. Yeah, it became an effort. And so, like I said, if you're apologizing, yeah, if you're really apologizing, you got to come correct with the energy, okay? You can't put but in there, okay? And thirdly, what you can't do also as well is say you're apologizing, okay? Well, you're apologizing to Nella Rose anyway, right? And saying obviously you don't want her to be introduced to her like this. But my friend, you put her name on the video, you knew what would happen, okay? But another thing is that obviously as well, you know, you then going to explain the fact that you feel like you've been muted with the R Fabulous situation, whatever beef that you guys had originally. I don't think most of us even knew that you had a beef with R Fabulous originally. But anyway, so obviously then you then go to explain the beef between you and R Fabulous and the fact that you've been hurt by R Fabulous, and it's like, yo, gee, so the apology now gets a wash. Because now you've gone to explain this is this situation that no one really particularly knew, saying that you've been hurt by her, blah 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 blah. It's no longer an apology. When you start putting yourself, oh, but you've hurt me, that's not an apology. You understand? If you want to come and do an explanation video, come and do an explanation video. Don't come and do an apology, because it's not an apology. That's not an apology. You understand? And so I think what my whole thing is that, you know, it's character. You know, it's character. It's your whole demeanor. Like this is not the first time Lani's been trending for the madness. Yeah. And so it's like, and again, it's the insensitivity of her approach to things. Like, whoever's around her needs to coach her in that the way you're delivering some of the things you're delivering is off peak. It's off, right? You need to be able to refine that and revise the way you're delivering stuff. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, people are involved and the proximity's involved. Therefore, now because of proximity, you can't even go the way you want to go. Like I said, if you know someone and you have a relationship with them, you're not going to come at them. You're going to come at them in a different way, right? And I think a lot of that, people were concerned the fact that if that's what you're saying, if you're saying that you're cool with these people, then, you know, bruv, show that you're cool with these people. Don't show that you're a hater by what you're doing, even though you don't say you're not a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like, let your actions and your words match. Otherwise, what happens is, again, people gonna judge you, you know? So, for me, watching it, I was just like, yo, like, my guy, and I guess there's other problematic things we can discuss. We can discuss the fact that there is a video or two of a young guy that she's doing sexual thing with, or doing, I didn't say sexual thing, so let me be precise, where they're playing a certain game where it involves things that are a little bit seductive and sexual, right? And that was what really got things started, you get me? And again, as well, like, if you're apologizing, sorry, I'm going to cut this off. If you're apologizing, you don't come out and say, listen, if I wanted effing clout, I could have gone and did. Again, it's not an apology. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it started off apologizing, ended in a rant. That's not an apology. We have to start learning how to apologize. Like, I'm talking calmly because I don't want no one to take this out of context and make it mad. But I want to present this idea to you, like, guys, if you are ever apologizing to somebody, yeah, keep the content that you're apologizing for. What are you apologizing for? You understand? Do you know why you're wrong? Yeah? Do you know why what you did wrong? Yeah? And once you do that, just let the person know. You understand? And present that case. Not only that, she actually went on a message our Fabulous privately saying, if you were hurt by anything, da 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 da, of course you'll be hurt by it. When people say apologies like this, oh, if you were hurt by anything I've done, already. I'm disappointed that she, like, and again, keeping the video up as well, once you know that it's going to be offensive, makes no, like, once you know that's offending your friend, right, that's problematic. Just take it down, re-upload it. But the thing is, it's gained a lot of views. So why take it down, right? Oh, I'm going to take it down after 1 or 2 days. But why after 1 or 2 days? What difference does it make to take it up 1 or 2 days or now, right? And so that's where the words clout chaser may come in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that she is, but I'm saying that's where clout chaser may come in, because why are you going to take it down after 1 or 2 days? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because of this, like, you know, the video has blown. The apology has blown. Over 100K on both videos. So, you know, people will assume and say certain things because they can see that there's certain things that you're doing, right, that don't correspond with the natural social cues that we have in this life. So I'm not going to say anything more than that. I just wanted to bring a bit of light to that and say, listen, guys, let's watch the way that we deliver our content. Because if you're delivering it about a person, you guys see me, if I'm delivering something about a church member, like for instance John Gray or the twins or, you know, Duncan William, whatever, I intentionally pray and worship before, because what I don't want to do is a cussing match. What I don't want to do is a tearing down match. What I don't want to do is enter into the gossip field. But I want to let you know, listen, this thing is not acceptable. Lani Good, I think you have to understand, listen, apologies are important. And apologies show a remorse and a repentance from the behaviour. Lani has trended before because of such insensitivity in a subject. And it shows a lack of social awareness of what arena you're in. You know what I mean? And so it's problematic because people will look at Lani as a clout chaser, because you got a video up there that was up that you said you're going to take down in 1 or 2 days. But why take it in 1 or 2 days down? Why not leave it up? right? You're leaving it up. What for? What's the actual reason for? There isn't a very good reason for it. If you feel like you've offended people that you know that are going to be cool with you, take it down. That shows an action as to forget. If you're saying, listen, I'm sorry for what I've done. Here's an action to show you that I'm remorseful and I'm repenting of what I've done. You take the video down, right? And you edit the parts out like you said you're gonna do, right? But it looks like you've left it up because you are gonna get hits on it. It looks like that, right? And so therefore, then the attitude of people will say you're a clout chaser. You may not be, but because of the way that you behaved, it will look like I'm a clout chaser. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. More love. You got the minerals, baby. Appreciate y'all.